Hey, what's up, guys? It's Bakes here, and thank you for joining me for today's random horror review. Before we get into today's movie, let me just say today's one might be a little bit of a quicker review. I woke up this morning feeling a little bit seedy, a little bit under the weather, if you know what I'm saying. Had a concert last night, stayed out for a little bit, but I wanted to do some content anyway, so today's review might be a little bit more brief and maybe not as well put together, which I don't normally prep too much for my reviews. Like, I don't have a script or anything I normally follow. The deepest I normally go is I'll write dot points just so, when I'm done recording, I don't go, oh, I forgot to mention this or this point that I thought of while I was watching the movie. So normally I do like dot points and whatever. I don't really prep too much, but I'm going into this one just free for all, whatever comes to mind. So might be a little bit off the rails in this one, but like I said, I'm going to try and keep it just short, sharp, in and out. But today's movie is one from I want to say 86. I can't find the date here on the back, but it is Crawlspace with Klaus Kinski. There's another Crawlspace movie from 72, which was a made-for-TV movie. This is the one from, like I said, 86. I can't find a date on the back. But I'm pretty confident it's 86. So before I get into my thoughts of this movie, let's quickly go through the plot of Crawlspace. So this movie takes place in this apartment complex. Klaus Kinski's character is the I'm blanking on it. He's the owner of the complex. So he's got all these beautiful women, of course, living in the complex, and that's all that he wants living in there as well. There's a part where a room comes open and he's looking for a new tenant, and a guy comes in and just straight away he's like, no, it's taken. But yeah, he has this apartment complex, and he crawls around in the crawl spaces and vents, and he spies on people and picks off the, as I said, beautiful women living there. Some of them he takes up into what I guess is like the attic, the roof of this place, and does like weird experiments on them and stuff. But the movie really starts getting going when a new tenant moves in, and she's essentially our protagonist in this movie, and she starts to sort of unravel what Klaus Kinski's character's doing. I can't remember. Dr. Karl Gunther. And I like how it says charming, and he's not really that charming in this movie. He's creepy as fuck. So without delaying any longer, let's get into my thoughts of 1986's Crawlspace. Now, for a movie that I honestly haven't seen that many times, I've always sort of had a soft spot for Crawlspace. Like, I reckon I've seen this movie maybe 3-4 times at most, and normally when you have a soft spot for a movie, it's because you have nostalgia with that film or you grew up watching it. I probably saw Crawlspace for the first time in like my late teens or something like that. But ever since seeing it for the first time, I've always just had this soft spot for the movie, just because it's so weird, it's so quirky. It's not very long, it has a very short runtime, it just flies by. The story is very simple. It is like kind of creepy as well, like the voyeur aspect of this movie, like him spying on people through the vents and closing in on their spaces is pretty creepy as well. And like I said, Klaus Kinski is like the creepiest guy ever anyway. But this movie's just got like this charm about it. I always think back on this movie and I was just like, it puts a smile on my face. Like, it is a very weird movie, but like I said, it's got like that soft spot sort of element for me. I guess we'll start off with Klaus Kinski. Like, if I was casting him in a movie, like, no way I could cast him as a good guy. It's so funny, like I said on the back here, it says charming Dr. Karl Gunther. There is nothing charming about Klaus Kinski. He's got to be, like, I swear to God, the scariest fucking actor of all time, just looking at him. Like, even parts in this movie where he's putting on a front and trying to be nice and whatever, and the characters are buying into it. Like, if I was one of them, I'd just be like, nah, bro, get the fuck away from me. He's, like, so creepy. But it just adds to the movie. Like I said, the parts where he's like looking through the vents down into their rooms and everything like that, spying on them through the windows, like, he's perfectly casted for this role. If you've heard behind the scenes stories about Klaus Kinski as well, he's just super fucking crazy. Like, I'm pretty sure I heard on the 22 Shots podcast, I don't know how many episodes back, but they were talking about this movie. It must have been the recent Full Moon episode they did, Now, this movie isn't Full Moon, but from memory, on just what they were saying on the podcast, Charles Band had something to do with this movie. And one day, Charles Band had to come in and like break up a fight between Klaus Kinski and the director, because Klaus Kinski legit wanted to like kill the director or hurt him or something. Like, he's the craziest fucking actor, scariest dude alive, but like he's so perfect for this role. Like I said in the intro, this movie's full of beautiful women, but our lead in this movie, I don't know her name. I'm guessing that's her there, Talia Balsam. I don't know. She is like stunning. Like, when she first comes on screen, she's just so beautiful, and I'm like, oh, can easily get behind her. Like, she's so beautiful, but then she's also such a great actress as well. Like, Klaus Kinski's like playing into what this movie is. Like, it's very bizarre and over the top and everything, but she's like a genuinely good actress, and she's like almost like too good to be in a movie like this, if that makes sense. And with that being said, on that point, like, this movie isn't going to win a lot of people over, I can imagine, if you haven't seen it before. I guess it is a bit more of a particular taste. Like, this movie is very quirky, it's very weird. As I said, there's some unsettling aspects, but it also isn't taking itself too seriously. Like I said, I really like the creepy voyeur aspects of this movie. I always think back on the parts where he's crawling through the vents and whatever, and then at the end of the movie, she's crawling through, and now he's got like this board that he like lays on his stomach, and he like slides around like a penguin through the vents. Like, I always think back on that, and again, just adds to the charm. The movie also has like some like, I don't know, booby trap, Home Alone aspects, where there's like a spike in the chair and this big hook that falls down and cuts people, and then he has one on him as well. Like, this movie is just so charming, and as I said, there's so much things like I think back on. And yeah, it shows why I have a soft spot for this movie. Like I said, charming is not how a lot of people will describe this movie. There's some really good gore, and as I said, there's some creepy, disturbing moments, but like I said, it's a movie that whenever I think back on Crawlspace, I think back on it fairly fondly. So like I said, I'm going to keep this review short and sharp. I'm just going to wrap it up now because, like I said, everything's just coming off the dome. I'm sure if I did dot points prepping for this review, I would have a bit more to say, but like I said, getting home at the time I did last night and feeling the way I do, I don't want to make this go any longer than it needs to be. So Crawlspace, like, I'm not going to be able to sell you that this movie's perfect or it's going to blow you away or anything like that. But like I said in the intro, I have a personal soft spot for this movie. I get a kick out of it. I get enjoyment out of it. Like I said, it's got creepy moments, but then the creepy moments are balanced out with like some goofy parts and some parts that are a bit over the top. You got beautiful women everywhere. Klaus Kinski's being scary and crazy. Like I said, our lead in this movie, I believe that's her, Talia Balsam. She's great, and Klaus Kinski's great as well. I don't think there's a bad performance in this movie, and I probably made it out before, like, Klaus Kinski doesn't give a good performance, he's just over the top. No, he does a good job at what he's doing, but I think she does a really good job as our lead in this movie. Like I said, just playing into the fun and cheesiness and goofiness of like booby traps through this complex, and a guy sliding on his stomach through these vents, and some weird Nazi territory that it goes into as well, which I forgot to cover. But like I said, I have a soft spot for this movie. Something about it puts a smile on my face, and I should probably revisit this one more than I do, because every time I do come back to it, I get a kick out of it. And like I said, for a movie that I do have a soft spot with, I actually haven't seen it that many times. So Crawlspace, I'm very confident it's 86. Like, the more I've been thinking about it through this review, I'm pretty sure it's 86. I have a bootleg of the Crawlspace 72 made-for-TV movie that I was talking about. Like, I just have a disc lying around somewhere. I should try and see if I can find like a better bootleg, or like a actual one with like a cover or something online. I should try and find it. I haven't seen that one in a long time. Either way, I'm getting off topic. Crawlspace from 1986. I'm going to give this one a 7.5. Like I said, I won't be able to sell you that this movie's perfect or it's like this crazy hidden gem or anything like that. I'm pretty sure most horror fans would have seen this movie anyway. A lot of mainstream, I can imagine, haven't. But yeah, there's just something about this movie that I've always liked, and I'm sure there will be people that get the same out of it as I do, but I guess for majority of just people passing by, they probably won't have it click the same for them. But you know, don't write anything off. You might get something out of it. You know, have some friends over, have a good time. So, Crawlspace, 1986, and there we go, guys, for today's random horror review. Like I said, I normally prep a little bit better. I watched this movie a little while ago, actually, and normally I write dot points as I go. Funny enough, I actually didn't write dot points as I was doing it. That's fine as well. Sometimes before I get ready to record, I'd go through some dot points of things I want to bring up. No, I just woke up late this morning after sleeping, and I went, no. I want to do some content, but I don't feel like doing the homework. I don't feel like grinding, so I just plopped myself down in front of the camera and recorded away, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. As I said, a little bit more go with the flow. Well, it's always go with the flow. Like I said, I don't have a script or anything like that. Having a script would just be too hard, I can imagine. I don't know. But thank you for joining me for today's review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you for another video soon. Peace.